What's up, Juventini? Welcome back to the AJC, your channel dedicated to Juventus. It is match day. The tough stretch of matches kicks off for Juve. And are they ready? Well, everybody's got their own thoughts and feelings on if Spalletti's Juve is ready. One thing's for sure, it ain't going to take long for us to figure out what we got here with Spalletti and company. We've got a little bit of headlines making waves. Obviously, a lot of news yesterday in terms of the Mercato. We're going to take a look at it all together and get ready for today's action with Massimo and Omer. Fellas, how you doing? Mas, how you doing, brother?
It's a match day against our bogey team, fellas. Let's do this thing. Let's
playing Cagliari again?
No. No, thank
you.
Yes,
that's right.
Nope, nobody wants to see that. Let's get a win today, boy.
And Mourinho. Can't wait. Can't wait. Omer, how the hell are you doing?
Generally fine. Like that Cagliari match, it felt like we were in a hot air balloon and someone popped it and we dropped right into the ground. So now I'm refilling the air balloon, but it will take a match or two to get the hopes back up. But either way, personally, I'm good.
Well, that's good. That's the main thing. That good. That one did really
deflating.
That feeling you get in your stomach when you get kicked in the junk, or you get hit in the junk. That feeling. That's what it was. That game. Okay.
Yeah.
That feeling where you're just battling a puke and you're just like, oh my god. That's what it felt like. We got to shake it off today. Today would be a massive, massive victory, spearheading what is going to be a tough stretch of matches for Juventus, where we finally, I think, find out what we have. Was it just a favorable schedule, or is Spalletti cooking something up with this team? We're going to find out. Everything's going to come to a head here, everybody. But what's up to everybody in the army? We see you, Matteo Camisa, in here. Absolutely need a massive win today. Great to see you in here. Wing of Winter in here. Forza Juve. LJJ, Ibrahim, I see you in here, my friend. Danny Oliveira, great to see you all. And of course, Adam Khan. Benedetto, great to see you all, okay? Drop a like while you're tuning in here. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you're tuning in to another social platform, get over to YouTube and subscribe. That's how you get entered in to win this month's kits. And just a reminder, it's what we're cooking with this month of January, okay? The 0405 and the 0506, both with the man himself on the back. Guys,
that's
taste to subscribe.
Top two, right?
That's
top two. That's a top two kit all time, right?
The 0506 is gotta be in as far as home kits, gotta be in the top 5 easily in the top 5, maybe even top 3 for me. Just
top
beautiful.
3, definitely.
But now, let's get to the goods. We're not gonna waste any more time. Yesterday we got the news. Juve pulls out. Okay, pulls out of the move for Mateta. 33 million euros total business between loan of 2.5, purchase of 30.5. They back out. Crystal Palace doesn't want to budge. Fans on both sides of this one in terms of, hey, I'm glad Juve didn't give in. Let's keep moving. And Nesri seems to be the guy in the backup. But hold on a second, because if it's not a loan with option, if there's an obligation Fenerbahce is looking for of even 25 million, Juve's not going to do it. So hold on a second. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? Nobody's going to come in. I don't mind them not going on a commitment to En-Nesyri, but this Mateta one's very strange to me. So we're going to hash it out. How do you feel about the whole situation around this Mateta move? We'll start with Mas, then get to Omer.
I'm on two sides of the fence on this one, because in terms of the player, Mateta, I didn't think he was going to be a massive game changer coming in anyways, so it's not a huge loss for me. I mean, this is a guy who scores a goal every 3 games, I believe it is. Pretty inconsistent. And we already have a bunch of strikers in the on the squad that kind of fit that same mold. So he's obviously a more physical striker. He's a taller striker. He's a bigger striker. He gives us something we don't have. but I don't think he was going to be coming in and revolutionizing the position, let's say. So, but as we talked about in the green room just now, I mean, it's another transfer market for Juve where we're kind of nickel and diming and taking our time, sitting back to see how everything plays out. And now we are January 21st, and time's starting to roll, and we haven't made a move yet. So are we going to actually pull the trigger on something, or are we just going to talk shit and not do anything? The longer we wait, the less options there's going to be, and then we make mistakes. So that's kind of where I'm at. I mean, it's not a huge loss, but it's frustrating.
Okay. And Omer, how do you feel about it?
I'm kind of torn about it. For one reason is what we talked about in the green room, and yeah, I agree. It does look unprofessional, Mickey Mouse, as you like to say. On the other hand, I'm kind of trying to look at the bigger picture, and while Mateta might be available now, I'm not sure he's the guy that Juve, if they had more money, that's the guy they would go for. And so the question that comes up for me is maybe this is some sort of a planning for Spalletti for the summer. Like, Juve can't bet again on a striker that might or might not work after Vlahovic, David, Openda. And if that's where you want to shoot your load, then we're all in for Mateta, basically. But maybe if you wait till the summer and Kolo Muani becomes an option again, I would definitely take Kolo Muani over him. Now, the question is about Spalletti. Spalletti is relatively old, like he doesn't have a lot of years of coaching in him. He might want one more cycle of winning with a team. And if Juve spend now because we need now, and that would affect we can't back him in the summer where he gets a chance to really build the team, and then he might not stay. If the season, goes sideways and not the way we or him hoped for. So I don't know. It's tough. I mean, Juve probably should sign someone, but since it's Mateta and we know they're not strapped for cash there in the EPL, then I'm kind of inclined to not overpay for someone who is a solution for January, if that's the case. If it's just Juve doing bad business, then it's a completely different story.
I'm going to address a couple of things in my whole feelings around all of this. Is striker position what we really need, or is it just another nonsense move for a striker? So the way I look at this is another reason why I'm a little frustrated we wasted all this time and effort and resources. Now, by the way, Mateta is currently still pushing Palace for the leave. He wants the move. He's trying to get them to accept Juve's offer. So here's the thing. Yeah, you need a striker. Vlahovic now is going to be out till mid to late March. By the time he hits action, it's April. He's leaving at season's end. Milik doesn't exist. Okay? You're right now running on only David and Openda. You also don't have a vice to Yildiz. Unless you're kind of experimenting or doing odd things here and there. So for me, the way I'm looking at this, yeah, you kind of do need a striker. Furthermore, when you're looking at Mateta and the qualities he possesses, you don't even have that if everybody's fit. You don't have a big target guy, period. You're trying to play a target game at times, like we did against Cagliari, with guys that don't fit the mold, which is why I didn't see it directly as a striker problem for the game against Cagliari, because there's not only one way that you need to play the game or can play the game against those teams. So I think we had a few shortcomings there. But yeah, I mean, for me, it kind of would make sense to go and get this guy now, beat everybody to the punch on a final summer before he goes into his final contract year. You've got a favorable contract, 4 years, 3.5 million plus bonuses. So Juve's willing to go to 33 million euros. Even if Palace wants to go to 40, I understand everybody saying, no, I like that he's standing firm. Come on, he's doing things on our terms. Guess what? Over a 4-year contract, that's a difference of less than 2 million annually. What the fuck? You either want a guy or you don't. You've spent all this time. You've got him in a 4-year contract agreement. You've got, and I guarantee you they probably knew Palace's demands before they even got into that. So then all of a sudden, here you are going through all this with Mateta and the headlines are running wild, and then only for you to be like, yeah, you know what, that extra 1.6 or 1.7 annually, no, I'm done. And now this guy's probably thinking, what the fuck, you guys? So now I'm staying here. I'm going to be with fans that are going to hold resentment to me because I wanted to make the move for you. And I saw an early storm the barn in there about Mateta pushing for the move. Is Juve becoming attractive again? Well, I tell you what, if we keep dealing like this, Mickey Mouse, we're not going to be attractive again. Because it looks fucking Mickey Mouse. And if Kamoli went back in the summer, if we don't get this thing done, and then he goes to Mateta in the summer, I wouldn't be surprised. And I wouldn't blame Mateta for saying, hey, fuck you. Clown show operation. Clown show operation. You either go in or you don't. You're telling me you had absolutely no idea of what those demands were going to be before you go into a 4-year agreement and spend all this time. What are you doing? Oh, first they want to know is, are we going to get the players' agreement? Are we going to, guess what? If they're entering negotiations with you, you're already half the battle. You're going there. Find out the terms. For me, it looks Mickey Mouse, man. It looks Mickey Mouse. And you know what? If you don't have the terms to be able to go in and wrap up a piece of business, go find a player, because over and above all of this, Spalletti deserves, with what he's shown so far, to be backed and have cavalry come in. So for me, it's a big fucking piss around. It's a big waste of time, and it feels all too similar to the summer.
Yeah, and you nailed it, Bert. I mean, this is what frustrates the fan base, right? It's like you're dipping your toe in the water and then pulling it back and kind of going in again and out. Like, if you're going to make a decision, just make a decision, yes or no. If you want the guy, if you see him as what you see him to be, pull the trigger and bring him in. Never mind this, it's too much money, maybe we'll think about it. It's just incredibly frustrating. It makes us look horrible.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. You're talking about a difference in annual cost of less than $2 million on this deal to go up even to their maximum, which I don't think you had to do. You guys are like pretty much there. You're at 33 total business. They want 40 total business. You're telling me you can't meet at 35, 36? Because then you're talking about $3 million spread out over 4 years annual cost. You got to think, too, you're not handcuffed if you make this move. Vlahovic is leaving. You know what kind of salary is leaving the books? A massive one. Milik's going to be gone off the books. You got David you brought in on a free. You could move him in the summer. You're not stuck. Like, it's just a big piss around, and it makes us look Mickey Mouse. And if you think it doesn't make you look Mickey Mouse, I disagree. Because they're fucking laughing at us. Just like they were in the summer about all this pissing around, going in on guys, and then not being able to do anything. Now, we're not talking about the Calafiori thing. Because I gave Kamoli the benefit. I'm like, yeah, great, don't give in. If you're looking at Calafiori, etc., and I go, you're jumping from 30 million to 50 million? That's a big difference. That's a huge difference. Okay? That makes sense. That difference in pay is like a whole player's salary annually in terms of your annual cost that you're bringing in. So that I understand. But when you're already there at 33 to 40, you can't tell me you meet a bit there. It's silly. What a waste of time. That's just me.
I partly agree, but they will be trialed for it in the summer. If nothing goes through, under the pretense that we're going to invest heavily in the summer. And then the summer comes along and it's exactly like January and the last summer. Then, I mean, that's horrible. That's really horrible. But
Yeah.
if we get a great Mercato in the summer, after the what is the fine that we're supposed to get from UEFA, after, I don't know, Nico Gonzalez and all those guys are officially off the books, Vlahovic, Milik, and then you fund one hell of a Mercado, that's awesome. Then I'm all in. But if not, if we get stuck, some of those guys come back, the fine is too high, and suddenly we find ourselves scrambling for another free transfer of someone mediocre and unproven, then they shit the bed, to be honest.
Homer, the problem with that is though, you need help now, right? Spalletti's shown us, and I think he's earned the right to get some talent in here to make a run, right? I mean,
And well, that's the
Champions
question.
League,
How involved is Spalletti? Is he
Champions
approving
League,
that no?
Champions League isn't a guarantee. If we don't make top four, I mean, the likelihood is that we will. But if we miss that, that's a large chunk of change that we're going to miss out on. We won't even speak of the
Mhm.
transfer market after that point, right? So I think
Right,
you got to bring
right. So
something in for the guy.
it's a gamble either
Whether
way.
you take a chance on a Vice Yildiz and then you can use Openda as a striker and rotate him with David or what. Like, I mean, he needs somebody there. I still think he needs an outside player as well. There's another move on Mingueza. Okay, 4 million offer coming in when they've let you know and they're clear since day one what their asking price is, and it's around 8 to 10. And here we go, lowballing and everything when we're going to end up scrambling. And it's just like, whatever you do, make a decision. My issue has been that it feels a lot like different people, same story, same shit. It's like, this is who we want. You know what? We'll settle for plan B, plan C, sometimes plan D. That's the issue I have. But when you're looking at Mateta, I mean, I don't think you're looking at him this year and his numbers are down 8 goals in no assists in 22 games. That's with a Palace that's in shambles. If you go to his previous 2 years, I mean, what? 16 goals, 5 assists in 23-24. I think it was 14 goals, 2 assists or 3 assists in 24-25. I mean, solid numbers at Palace in the Prem. Again, 40 million if it was total operation, I don't think is overpaying for the guy when you look at his size, his skill set. And I'm still of the belief you slap a skilled guy next to a big guy like that who actually has good passing abilities and stuff, you start to create a mold that is very common in football that finds good results. But that's besides the point. If everybody involved wanted this guy and you went this far and you backed off for 1.7 mil annually, I think it's a bad look. And I'm still not confident in these guys and how they're operating. That's just me. And Nezri. How do you feel about En-Nesyri and the move for him to come in and support this team?
I sort of remember that he kind of gave us some tough time a few years back in the Europa League when we played, I think it was Sevilla, that he played for back then. I mean, okay, for Vice, Yildiz, yeah, that's fine. Beyond that, I'm just pretty mediocre, to be honest.
Yeah, it's a depth move. You're not really improving your striker room at all. Um, you're just adding a body. Doesn't really
He
doesn't really
wouldn't
excite
even
me.
be a Vice Yildiz. He's a striker, man, and like, I'll be quite honest, he does nothing for me, and
Yeah.
I don't blame them for not wanting to go into a obligation for him, because why the hell would you? I don't think he would help out much at all, to be quite honest. Yeah. I mean,
It's not exciting. It's not exciting
well,
by
this
any
is what's
stretch of the
frustrating too, is
imagination.
because January, we know what to expect in January, right? So when you're given the option of a Mateta move, if it's considered overpriced, I'm going to be quite honest, it can't be by much. If you consider 40 overpriced for Mateta, it can't be by much. For reference, Napoli had a deal in place that Lorenzo Luca declined and rejected for 36 million euros on a purchase price. Somebody was about to pay 36 million euros to these guys for Lorenzo fucking Luca. We're nickel and diming on 40 for Mateta. If it's overpriced, it's not by much, man, on Mateta. I got to be quite honest.
The frustrating thing, guys, and Bert, I'll go back to what you said about us being Mickey Mouse. We haven't done ourselves any favors the last 3 to 4 years, if not more, in terms of our reputation on the transfer market. This is why teams are doing what they're doing in terms of, holding firm to the money that they want, or even some, teams throwing their scraps out and saying, "Hey, Juve, do you want this?" And Esri, here you go, like he's available, right? Because the perspective is we're not a legit managed team and we'll just accept anything at this point. This is the frustrating part. Like, we're not the Mickey Mouse claim. I know jokingly that you said it, but like it's not far off. Like, we've done this to ourselves, and that's the frustrating part, right?
We do this all the time. We keep star players or guys that shouldn't have time wasted on renewals. We keep them in limbo forever. We go back and forth with them forever. You're talking about these players. We target players. We spend all this time only to back out always on cost. It's crazy, man. Italy needs to scrap the siesta time because it's taken way too long. To start an agreement or start a discussion with a player to figure out if there's interest there doesn't take long to also find out what kind of price tag the team is asking for. This didn't need to go to this length. Now all of a sudden you're January 21st. So who is going to come in? Because Spalletti, this is the biggest thing over and above all. I believe he deserves some support and some help down the crucial stretch. There are a couple gaps there that hopefully we can fill. So power to them. You backed out, whatever. Hopefully they can figure this out and get some cavalry in for Spalletti because, he's going to need some help. But if you're a serious club, I'm sorry, that's not serious behavior. That's not serious behavior for me. You acquire your targets, you go in, and you make the move. If you're trying to piss around when you don't have the means to get those guys, then just fucking stop wasting everybody's time because you're just making us look bad. In the end, you're making yourself look bad, okay? This ain't fucking Toulouse, okay? Now, bam! We got a Champions League matchup to talk about, okay? And it's a fucking big one. Coming off the defeat to Cagliari, all right? And we're going to get into this, but here we go. My goodness. So, is this a good time to hit Champions League after that Cagliari loss? Did you want the Serie A match? We asked that on the post-match pod. I said this is the best. This is the best way to get back after it. Spend less time dwelling, thinking about it, get right back into action, and it's Champions League. You're at home, at least, to Benfica. Let's get into it. Ahead of this week's action, obviously, Juve sits 17th in the league phase table, 9 points from their 6 matches. Benfica, 25th, 6 points from as many games, and outside of qualification places at this moment in time. Juve have won each of their last 2 Champions League matches. They're going to want to try and make it 3 in a row here. For the first time since chaining together 5 straight victories between March and November 2021 in Champions League. Wow. Holy smokes. That's kind of crazy. Only Athletic Club with 67 have had more offensive recoveries than Juve in Champions League, who sits at 65. Juve has also scored 2 goals at 14 shots on goal after such events, okay? Kenan Yildiz has been involved in 4 goals in this European campaign. 1 goal, 3 assists, which is the highest return of any under 21 player after match day 6, along with Yamal and Giovanni Quenda. Familiar? Oh yeah, Benfica boss Jose Mourinho. He has won just one of his last 6 away games against Juve in all competitions. We remember that game that came with Manchester United in November of 2018. Remember his famous actions and motions to the crowd at the end of that one.
What a guy. What
yeah,
a guy.
we want to get back at Mo. We want to get back at them. Benfica.
Oh, we did. When he coached Roma.
Well, we want to get back a little more. Like with Benfica would be extra sweet because with Roma it don't mean much. With Benfica will mean a bit more just because of the history and how nasty our record is against them. Benfica unbeaten, 4-game streak versus Italian opponents, including their victory over Napoli in matchday 6 of Champions League. They have 7 victories in 9 meetings against Juve. They've had a mixed start to the 2026 side of the calendar year with 2 wins and 2 losses after ending 2025 on an 11-match unbeaten run. So their form in all competitions, 3 wins, 2 losses, 1 draw. In Champions League, they sit with 4 losses, 2 wins. You're talking about Juve. Well, we suffered our second blip since Spalletti took charge, and that was at the weekend versus Cagliari. But the signs of improvement are there and clear, but we have a question that everybody's asking. Can this team get it done and hit another gear? Can they do it when the schedule gets tougher and against tough and good opposition? Well, let's see. They need a response here, and it's going to be a good side they face, okay? Our form, 4 wins, 1 draw, 1 loss. In Champions League, 3 draws, 1 loss, 2 victories. If you're talking about injuries, Rugani, Vlahovic remain sidelined. Well, Milik, they remain sidelined. For Benfica, Luca Bacchio is on the treatment table, and Alexander Ba and Richard Rios are expected out. Other than that, Mourinho has the majority of his leading players available to him. We've got your projected lineups. We're going to fire these out and then get to everybody's thoughts. So this is what's expected. Some of these apps are calling for Rios to still be in there. It's kind of like a day-to-day thing, but I'm not so sure there. But you got Trubin, you got Dedic, Silva, Otamendi, Dal, Barnechea, eh? Barnechea maybe getting the start. Sudakov, Barrero, Arsnes, you saw Rios there, and then Pavlidis getting the call for Benfica is what's expected. When you get to Juve's starting 11, absolutely 0 surprises. Maybe some thought Chico was going to get the nod, but Spalletti kind of made it clear yesterday that, yeah, he's not a full 90 guy right now still. Di Gregorio, Kalulu, Bremer, Kelly. This is shaping up as a 4-2-3-1. We know it switches and morphs into that. Locatelli, Thuram, McKennie, Meretti, Yildiz, David. Fellas, on that note, now we move to your thoughts going into this game. Give me your feelings on it, your thoughts, and what you think the keys to victory and success for Juventus are. Let's start with Omer.
Okay, so Benfica, in general, teams from Portugal is kind of our weakness, our kryptonite. Always felt like it, and mostly always has been, since we have never, ever beaten Benfica. Not officially. So, let's just give you some stats of the season in the league, comparing the 2 teams. So, Benfica are 3rd, we are 5th. They won 12, we won 11. Both of us have drawn 6. They lost 0, we lost 4. Their expected goals per match are 2.11 and ours is 1.52. Goals conceded per match, for them it's 0.61, for us it's 0.81. Clean sheets, they have 9, we have 8, and biggest win is 5-0 each, and they don't have a loss, so they don't have big loss. some of the stuff I heard is that Mourinho is gunning for that Real Madrid job, so he's trying to get himself fired. Uh, they can't waste any time. They're currently out of the 24 teams that qualify, so they kind of have to win it. But it's a Mourinho team. It's always painful to play against his teams, but they do need to win it. So I guess the attitude won't be all-out defense. Eventually, they'll have to attack.
Yeah.
I never feel confident playing those teams. Keys to victory are, for me, an early goal. Get them out of the defensive shell. A big tear to Otamendi, another aging defender from years past that's gonna dunk on us and have the best game of his life playing in Portugal. So yeah, I don't feel quite well about that match. It stresses me out. Mourinho, Portuguese team, we just lost. On the other hand, a big chance for Juve to show character, how they just sweep out those losses and continue like nothing happened. That's what I expect them to do. So these are my points for the match, and let's hear Masses.
I like it. Mas, you're up, buddy.
Is that a legit stat? We've never beat Benfica in our history.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is crazy. Wow.
Yeah.
It's painful is
I
what
know-
it is.
Yeah, I knew we struggled against them, but that's wild. Wow. Yeah, listen, when it comes to Juve and Benfica, you throw form and record and all that stuff out the window because for some reason Benfica always comes in playing like prime Barcelona when they play us. So it's not going to be an easy match. Omar said it. Mourinho's teams are always well organized. They're always very defensive, and they always play very well. So in terms of the lineup, yeah, Bert, you said it. I would have liked to have seen Chico in that spot over McKennie, just to get him going again. I feel like we haven't seen him in a while, and the form dropped off, and we need to kind of get him going to really help out the offense. And keys to victory, I mean, I think mentality is going to be a big one today. I want to see them come out really strong and really pressure Benfica in their own end. And like Omar said, getting an early goal is going to be super important. But getting some pressure and being consistent throughout the game, and let's get Yildiz going a little bit. He seems to be dipping a little bit in form. We really like to see him, not only have a good game but possibly put in a goal. That would be nice.
Yeah, I'm looking at this game, and I mean, geez, oh my God, I agree with Omer, like, you gotta try to get the jump on them because they do play a compact game. It's a standard Mourinho thing, right, where they just clog the game up. And the thing with Juve is you could be playing well, and we see this, and Bremer has spoken out about it in an interview 3 games ago, where Juve kind of gets in this funk where they start to feel like, oh, we'll crack them eventually, and the play kind of dies down through the game, and the chances kind of go down and dwindle, and that aggression, that urgency kind of fades, almost like they become confident, oh, we're on the ball so much, like we're poking prodding, like we'll find one. But it hasn't really been the case. We kind of didn't really see something similar to Cagliari, but we kind of did, because it's just like the urgency never ramped up. We made substitutions. Spalletti threw everything he had available there, but with no actual real plan or substance behind the play. It all has to line up today against Benfica. It's going to be tight. It's going to be congested. This could be a game where I think you have to watch Yildiz carefully, and you can't wait till the 70th minute like Cagliari to make that decision if he needs to slide in centrally. Cambiasso, for me, he was getting in good positions against Cagliari, but he was useless with the end product or what came from it. So I would much rather have Yildiz getting into those areas. So that's going to be something that we have to watch for in this game. And hopefully it happens, because the spacing was a disaster against Cagliari. And against Benfica, it's going to have to be on point. I think simple like simplicity, and I think less is going to be more against this team. I don't think you need the organized chaos of all these players going rogue that we've seen under Spalletti. I think something a little bit slightly more rigid will actually go further. Keep your outsides, Cambiaso, Kalulu to the outsides. Get McKennie in there since McKennie's going to be playing. Let him be a presence in the area. Let him help get space as David can help get space, and let Yildiz, let these guys go close. And with Miretti in there starting, Miretti will help all of them. Okay? And I'm actually going to go as far to say that with this team, you're going to have to do what we didn't do against Cagliari. You're going to have to make them move. You're going to have to figure it out, because while David got absolutely shit on, guess what? Yari Mina did the same thing he did to Dusan Vlahovic when Vlahovic faced him. He did the same as he's done to many. He ruled him out of that game. So guess what? Other guys need to step up. If Benfica rules out Yildiz, which could happen, other guys are going to have to step up. My player to watch in this one is actually going to be Miretti. And I think he does get the start, and I think he's going to be one to watch because he has been the one consistently linking up the play. If he doesn't start, I'd be shocked. And I think he's got to be in there. If you're thinking about starting Chico, I'd actually do it with McKennie and take McKennie out of this game just for the start. If McKennie stays in there, it's for Cambiaso.
So my question is, should Juve go all out in this match, or should they keep Napoli in mind?
No, you got this in front of you right now. You tackle Napoli when you get there. You play to win this game, man. 12 points? All of a sudden, you know what? You got a shot at top 8 if you win this one today.
Yeah, the magic number is 10 for qualification in general. So basically a draw should do it. I want to say that Monaco is a win. Okay, my guess it would be a win. So the urgency for this match, just to know for our personal beliefs, that just to win them for the first time ever and start this winning cycle. I don't know, maybe I'd look forward to Napoli as well. But
it's a tough stretch, but what are we talking about here, man? No, you got to go out and win this game, man. Yeah. You got to go out and win this game. No, you have
to. I'm not talking about starting your reserves and whatever. It's about managing the substitutions, the minutes of like Yildiz and Miretti and Thuram.
I say the same thing every single time this type of discussion comes up. You manage that in the games leading up to your next game and what you do with training and how you handle recovery and all that. Right now, you've got Benfica at home. This goes a long way for your Napoli match. You pull off this win today, that goes a long way for your mentality when you're about to host Napoli coming into your house. So yeah, I'm going guns blazing. We're going for the victory today, and that'll help us. And that's the perfect way to treat what went down at the weekend. So for me, yeah, go full throttle. Not even thinking twice. But Miretti is my player to watch. Who do you have for a player to watch in this one?
Yildiz, as always, seems to kind of shine in the Champions League. He kind of has that to his game. So yeah, it's just a joy to watch. So he's my player to watch.
Yeah. And Mas, your player to watch? Yildiz?
I called out Yildiz, yeah, but you know what? I'd like to give a shout for Thuram as well. I think he's due for a big game. I mean, it would do a ton for his confidence if we can look at a game from him where we're like, man, he was dominant. Maybe he scores a goal, maybe he doesn't, but he was, box to box, generating offense, making strong runs. That's. I think he needs one of those games to boost his confidence, because right now he's kind of just stuck in, the performances we've seen.
I actually think he kind of picked it up in the past, 3 games. It's been better from him compared to the rest of the season. What do you think?
I feel like he's starting to come around, but I want to see a dominant game.
Hmm.
I haven't seen one from him in a while. So where he really takes control of the midfield and shows what he's capable of. So let's see, maybe today.
Yeah,
Okay.
if we can do a good job, like we should be bullying the midfield. We should be running that midfield today. Okay, no
Hmm.
disrespect to Benfica, their players. We should be running that midfield, and we should be pinning them back. We should be making life tough for them to where Pavlidis pretty much has to battle Bremer 1v1 all day to try and hold up play to try and gain possession for them to come back at us. Like we gotta be going at them. They're gonna have some fight back. They're gonna be pushing back, but it is gonna be a transitional style from them. Juve's got to do what they've have been doing. We talked about the numbers in terms of winning the ball, higher up the pitch in Champions League, second to only Athletic Club. Keep that up today, and you're gonna get chances from it. Couple goals out of those, that goes a long way against this team, man. Make them suffer if they want to sit back there, but the movement's going to be key. You're going to have to make up a mind. If you're going to overload one of the sides, then you got to switch the ball outside quickly, and then take advantage of those moments, or you pretty much force them to collapse if you're going to move these guys centrally and then use the outsides, right? But then again, do you want to get into a cross type game? You could still hit trailing runs from those positions, but these guys got to start shooting. Like, they got to be on point. Whatever game plan you decide to go with, and I don't think you should do just one specifically. Mix it up. Keep them guessing. But yeah, you just got to pretty much give them fits. They're going to be compact and whatnot. You're going to have to move around. Your first game plan out of the gate might not be the right one. So you got to be ready to react quickly. So Spalletti's going to have to be on it. And Yildiz is going to be one of the key guys to watch for it. But I really do think Miretti's been on the upward trajectory, and he's done a lot for linking up this play. I think it's going to be good. It won't be as closed off, too. Like, Benfica's got to play for a victory as well. Don't forget that, because Omer pointed it out. It's not going to be completely closed off. There will be lanes, there will be avenues that open up. It's going to be a very interesting game. I think it's a hard one to call, to be quite honest. And now we get to the predictions. Chat, you know what to do. Final score, 1, maybe 2 tiebreakers for fun. But let's see where we all stand on it. And let's start this one off with Omer on the predictions and go to Mas.
Oof, this is going to be a
I think it's a tough
frustrating
one.
one. Yeah, I want to say Juve win, but for some reason I tend to go to 1-0 Benfica. I don't know why. Something about this feels off. Mourinho is the king of pulling out these results. They're going to annoy us. Call it a jinx or call it reverse psychology. Uh,
Is he frozen?
I think we know what happened with his prediction, and now how our software feels about it.
Kicked him
And
right out.
let's get to yours while I screenshot this, because that's just gold.
Well, I can't call a loss now. I'm gonna get booted out. In all
Yeah, let me.
seriousness, no, I'm feeling a 1-1 draw. Um, I want to say 1-0 or 2-0, but I don't think we're going to keep a clean sheet. We rarely ever do that. So I'm going to say 1-1, and I'm going to say, you know what? We've been complaining about corner kicks for how long now? So I'm going to say, you know what? We're scoring off a corner today. That's my tiebreaker.
Okay,
Do it.
man, this is tough. I gotta say, we finally lost him. Unfortunately, we lost him. Hopefully, he gets back in here. We'll leave that up here for a sec. Um,
I wouldn't have minded just keeping that picture up because it looks like he's super interested in what we're talking about.
yeah, you know what? Fuck it. Let's do that.
Let's do it. Tell me more, guys.
Yeah, let's just keep him up here.
1-1. You don't say. Tell me more.
There we go. It's like he never left.
There you
Okay.
go.
Um, that's just too good. And let's take a
Oh,
look at these, okay? We've got what do we
5
got here?
nothing. I
We've
see in the
got
chat.
two
Jesus.
2-1 from Gio. We got a sadly 1-1. We got Justin Brew 1-1 Miretti Stinker. Thankfully he knows nothing. Love you, buddy. I think he's on the post match tomorrow too. We got a 2-0 Juve victory. We got a 1-1. David scoring at an own goal. We got a 3-0 Juve from Wing of Winter. 2-1 Juve. Okay. And then we've got Paolo with the rebound. 2-0 Juve victory. Sikoko 5-0 Juve. Mourinho will fold. They will try to attack. Maybe I'm delusional. Oh my God, man. Oh.
That'll be wild.
3-2 Juve. Yeah. Okay. I actually have a feeling that Juve can come out with this victory. I think it's going to be a tight game. My thing is, it's like maybe a 1-0 greasy win. But I kind of feel like they're going to score. So I kind of feel like they're going to score and get one. So I'm going to go with a 2-1 narrow victory. I actually think that it's going to be 1-0 Juve. It's going to go 1-1. And then Juve wins it in the second half. And I'm going to say it's going to be rather late, around the 80th minute. And maybe the substitute of Chico Conceição unlocks the game and scores that winner for Juve. So that's what I'm going to go with my prediction. We could take this down now. Our friend has made it back.
Oh, too bad.
Oh,
You left it up. You left the frozen photo of me.
I took a
Up there?
screenshot of it and put it back so that we didn't miss you, buddy.
Shit.
You looked super
I don't know
interested.
how much you.
That's
Yeah,
what
I did
happens
it.
when you call a loss, man. Like, that never happens. So, like, when it happened, the
It's
system
those-
didn't know what to do. It just, like,
It's those
lost
fucking
it.
birds tore off my internet. Yeah, so I had to reset the router. But I'm
Always
back. I
those
don't know
damn
how
birds.
much you heard of what I said, but 1-0 Benfica.
1-0 Benfica. So I went 2-1 Juve. I think it's going to be like an 80th minute goal from a substitute. I'll pick Chico Conceição to unlock it for the victory. I think it's going to be a tight game. 1-1 for the majority of the game. But I think Juve goes 1-0 first. I think it goes 1-1 and then we get it back. So let's see. Let's see what comes to fruition. It's going to be a great watch, I think. Unfortunately, everybody, I will not be able to run the watch along today. I just simply can't get out of work, and that's a damn shame because I would have loved to rock this one. But we'll be back at the weekend for the big one against Napoli, those punks, and Conte, and giving them one of these. But for today, let's see what goes down. Now, we're going to get into Storm the Barn. But before we get into Storm the Barn, we've got some segments to tackle. Who wants to go first? Mas or Omer?
I always defer to the GOAT. So
Omer, let's go with some bald
respectfully,
statements.
Bald. That's great. Bald.
Okay, nice. Oh, I like it so much. Always wanted my own entrance music. Like I'm in the WWE. That's awesome.
We're still working on
Okay.
Massimo's. We're still working on Masses.
Keep hearing that. I don't know.
Nice. Okay, are you guys ready for some bold statements?
Do
Let's
it.
Hell
fucking
yeah.
go. First one. Del Piero was a better free kick taker than Pirlo.
Coming out of the gate hard on this one. Jeez.
Yeah, a tough one.
Oh. Man.
Statistically or just overall?
If you have a free kick now at the 90th minute against Real Madrid, Champions League final, you have those two players. Who takes the shot?
I think I'm going Pirlo, to be honest.
Man, I think they were bang on. Like, I think if you're going Pirlo and Del Piero, it's so damn tight. Like they're both, I think they're within a handful of goals of each other in free kicks, like throughout both their careers. But I mean, just because he's my guy, I'm going Del Piero. I'm taking Del Piero.
It's so
there's no
tight
wrong choice here,
between
but
those
I'm going to
two.
take Del Piero.
Yeah, no wrong choice, but I'm taking Del Piero. I have a reason. It's related to Pro Evolution Soccer 6, but Del Piero is the guy I'd take 100%. Not to take anything away from Pirlo.
I feel like if you were to ask keepers this question, I think it would be Pirlo. Just because I think just the aura around Pirlo and free kicks was he had the goal before he even kicked the ball a lot of the times.
Yeah. I think Pirlo is better at them, and I mean,
but because I think
also
because Del Piero was a striker and he has like 280 something goals, 89, 290. When you watch his highlights, you kind of the free kicks are in there between a lot of amazing goals, as contrary to Pirlo, who maybe that was his main source of goals. So when you watch like his video, it seems like almost all free kicks. But Del Piero was so good at taking those, so right on the money, the distance, the angle, it didn't really matter. And the big moments is when it counted the most. And that's when he knew when to score. That's why I'm taking him.
Yeah.
Okay. Next one. That might be divisive. It's dumb not to cheer on Italian teams in the Champions League.
Bullshit.
Mas?
It is dumb, yes. Go ahead, Bert.
Cheer on them.
It's dumb not to cheer on other Italian teams in Champions League?
Yes. You want as many spots as possible for Italian teams.
Fuck that. I could care less about a team that wants us dead. No, bullshit. Bullshit. Fuck that. I will not support any of the teams that pray for our demise. Absolutely not. Fuck it.
Listen, I'm not going to put on the team's jersey or anything, but for the good of the league.
Good of the league? A league that's run like an absolute fucking joke? No, they can figure that out on their own accord. It ain't my job as a fan to support scumbags because this league can't get their head out of their ass. Fuck that.
It's not going to get any better with less spots, I'll tell you that much. So
it's going to be the exact same as it always has. Rivalries are rivalries. Respect it. I will not support teams I couldn't care less about or give a fuck about. If Juve needs 5 spots to get into Champions League, guess what? You don't deserve to fucking be in there. Period. It doesn't mean I need to support these clowns. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I don't give a fuck about coefficients. No.
Fair enough.
Yeah. I was hoping that you guys would disagree on the subject. Yeah, I gotta say I'm on Berto's side. And maybe if you'd asked me like, I don't know, 12, 13 years ago, my answer would be different. But what I've seen through Juve's decade of dominance is that all those rules and all those sentences, support the league and blah, 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 are only applicable when it's not Juve. When it's Juve, the rules are different. You can hate Juve in the Champions League. It's fine. And I didn't see anyone when Juve carried the flag for 9 years for all those shit teams that couldn't do anything in the Champions League. And Juve kept the entirety of the league relevant. And the second they had a chance to take Juve down, they did it. That's why I'm with Berto. Fuck them all. I don't care if Italy has 1 spot.
Mas, your last top 5, the number 1 was something that we probably believe will never happen again. That was 9 straight Scudetti. 9 straight Scudetti.
Number 2.
Okay.
Number 2.
Okay, number 2. 9 straight Scudetti.
Fair point.
Should have been number 1. 9 straight Scudetti. Okay? Inter wins. It breaks the streak or whatever. They get a fucking guard of honor to walk out for. We didn't get that once in 9 years of dominance, doing something nobody has ever fucking come close to. It's a fucking joke that we pull the weight and pulled the weight, carried the league for so long, and we're disrespected at every fucking turn. No, I'm not supporting them. Fuck all of them.
When Juve got thrown out in the Champions League, did anyone say it's not good for the league? Juve should be in the Champions League, or did they all celebrate?
They celebrated. They made fucking tifos for it. Give me a break. No.
To be clear here, when it comes to Inter, I'm not supporting regardless. I see some comments in the chat. Doesn't matter if Inter's in,
but that's
not
symbolic of the league and the treatment Juve gets. These fucking other clubs set up a guard of fucking honor for them to walk out to for winning one Scudetto. We just won 9 on the trot. Nobody in the league gave a fuck. No, I don't give a shit about them. It's Amici.
I get why
it's us.
I get why pundits like it or prefer that, because that's their job and they need the league to be good and not only Juve. But in terms of fans, no Inter fan, Napoli fan, Milan fan was happy that Juve are doing well in the Champions League.
Yeah. And you got to think about what this question is. Like, it's dumb not to cheer for Italian clubs. It doesn't require me to fucking cheer for them. No, that is stupid. It's stupid to cheer for them. If they're going to do whatever they do in these competitions, it is what it is. The league has so many other fucking issues that they would be so much stronger. And maybe one of them's to come if this Netflix deal is legit with Sky Sport and Netflix. That would go a long way. But for fans to throw away rivalries, no. Del Piero said it the best. It's unthinkable. It's unthinkable. Silly. No.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Maybe the phrasing of that question wasn't as good. I don't want to call it dumb. I don't think the people who cheer for them are dumb by any stretch of the imagination.
I loved watching Inter lose yesterday. I loved every second of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, next one. Ronaldo's "Su" is the best signature celebration ever at Juventus. Now, just to give you some more so you don't have to think about all the guys, I made a small list. So you have Del Piero with the tongue, you have the Dybala mask, and you have Ravanelli with the shirt over the head, Pogba with the dab, and Bonucci with wash your mouth, Vidal with the heart, that wasn't exclusive to him, Vucinic with the pants
with
on
the underwear.
Head. Yeah. So
Vucinic
let's go with
underwear.
these ones. If you remember another one, then go.
I
for
actually
it.
think the Dybala mask is better than the Sui.
Bang. That's exactly what I was going to say. I
The
love
Dybala mask is better. I think just the simple fucking
Love it.
arms out, tongue out by ADP is even better.
That's iconic. That's iconic.
Yeah,
that
like it's
celebration,
just
right?
yeah.
Like,
it's fucking amazing, man.
Well,
I'll always
the thing
have
is-
embedded in my brain that 2006 free kick against fucking Inter, and he's running arms straight out. He had the long fucking flow, big chops, and the
Amazing.
tongues out, and I'm just like, that's fucking awesome. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
The thing with Del Piero is that he saved it for the big moments, for
Yeah.
the big goals. He didn't always do it.
No.
Ronaldo's C was a phenomenal one for me.
It's a cool
not
sell.
only at Juve.
Nobody could deny it's cool, and everybody
When you-
gets involved, and there's like, it's cool.
Like when you have the entire stadium shouting your celebration with you, that's a very good one. But I love the Dybala mask more.
yeah, the Dybala mask was just cool. It was cool.
Mm-hmm.
the problem with the Sue is like he's not the only one doing it now. Like everybody's doing it.
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
You have athletes in
Copying.
other sports doing it. Also, a couple of guys blew
Yeah.
their knees out doing it.
I saw someone
Yeah,
doing it in his wedding, like the bride was waiting at the altar, and then he came in with a C, like with the celebration at his wedding.
Do you remember that? I was just gonna bring it up. They had the Dybala mask Sui combo.
Yeah, they did it twice, I believe. Maybe I've seen it. Anyway, Dybala takes the cake from me.
Wasn't it,
Last one.
Hold on. Wasn't it Paduin that had the golf celebration?
Pepe.
Was it Paduin
No,
or Pepe?
Pepe.
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 That was good too.
That's a nice one. There are like ones that they did once, but was absolutely awesome, like Maresca against Torino with the
Well, Pepe never
sign.
scored. Pepe never scored. So, I mean, we only probably
What?
saw
Pepe
him
scored a lot.
Pepe
Pepe
scored a
scored
bunch
a
of
lot.
goals.
Yeah, I don't know, but
I don't know
had
about a
some
lot.
goals.
He scored
Not a lot.
scored a
but he had
decent
a lot.
amount.
Yeah. Okay, last one. Juventus' lack of depth cost them at least one UCL title. Just to give you an example, both against Real Madrid and Barcelona, like we had Lemina, Sturaro, those were the guys that we were.
Yeah,
like
I
our
don't
top
think that
guys on the
cost
bench.
them in those though. But I will say, going back
2003.
to a later one, I feel like when Del Piero couldn't start that one was kind of a kick in the nuts. I will agree, though. I will agree. Based on that one, yeah.
Like
Going back,
if they had a better replacement for Nedved.
yeah, like they're like
coming.
even in 03 there, it's like, yeah, I'm gonna say I agree that at least one of them was cost by depth for sure.
As soon as you said Lemina, I'm like, yep, I agree.
Yeah, I mean, 2015, you had all your midfield start, Marquisio, Pogba, and Pirlo and Vidal, and you had Sturaro on the bench. That was the next guy up. Like you had no one to come in and actually change the match and add something that wasn't there before. So maybe it could have gone differently. For me, 03 was probably the one where we really needed good depth
Yeah.
to win it. Okay, that's it for the bold statement. Thank you.
Nice. I like it. Did you guys start watching from mid 90s? No respect for previous. Yeah, we literally did mid 90s.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, literally.
Yeah.
Not old
I
as
wanted
fuck.
to watch it earlier, but I wasn't born, so
Yeah, I would have
late-
loved to
late
watch it at 1 year old, but it wasn't happening. But yeah, for sure.
yeah. Your parents
Speak
didn't
to
want
what
the baby
we saw. Now,
Yeah.
Mas, rank in the masses, then storm the barn awaits. We already tackled one of the storm the barns in Mateta and Juve Attract again. That one coming from Sikoko. But Mas, I'll give you the trim the fat, the bacon sizzling for the top
Is that
five.
where we're at now? I would have rathered Omer's, to be honest. I mean, that can be something.
Get an air horn.
You don't get mine.
The disrespect is shocking. I gotta say, I know
No,
I'm a
you
newer.
need some.
I know I'm a newer panelist, but God, give me a song.
You need no. Come on.
You got a
That's
party
the one.
maker.
Anyway.
Yeah. To
So-
connect with the fruitcake one, so you need something in party.
Okay. Let's reel it in. So it's obviously a Champions League match day. So, I was reminiscing about some of the great Juve individual performance in Champions League history recently. So today we're going to be counting down literally the top 5 individual Champions League performances in Juve's history. And the way I'm kind of going to frame this is I'm actually going to I'm going to name the player, the year against the team, and then I'm going to pose a question just to get the brains going a little bit. And then I'll kind of go on my little spiel. So number 5, Gigi Buffon, Real Madrid 2014-2015 semifinal second leg. So is this the greatest goalkeeper performance that isn't talked about enough? Okay. So I think I've talked about
Which
this
one?
before.
So let's be clear. This is top 5 individual performances for Champions League for Juve.
Correct.
Okay.
So Buffon against who? What's the match?
Real Madrid
Okay.
2014-2015 semifinal second leg.
Yeah. Okay.
So, in my opinion, Gigi put on a masterclass in this game. So, he made multiple world-class saves, but I think more so the way I feel like he just removed the chaos from the game. He basically, he dominated our aerial balls, keeping his defenders in front of him calm, organized. I mean, we talk about Juve not having leadership lately. Like, he was a true leader in that game. He shut down obviously a potent Madrid attack at the age of 37, which is still crazy. He didn't make miracle saves. It was just a complete performance and really a clinic on how to play the goalkeeper position, both physically and mentally. So that's why I put him there at number 5. Number 4, Carlos Tevez, Borussia Dortmund, 2014-2015, a round of 16, second leg. So was Tevez's striker performance the most complete in modern Juventus history? So after taking the first leg at home 2-1, Juve walks into Germany, one of the most hostile stadiums in the world, and Tevez literally manhandled a Klopp-led Dortmund and basically killed off the game within the first 5 minutes. So he had the goal at the 3rd minute, he had the assist on the Morata goal at the 70th minute, and then he had the other goal at the 79th minute. I mean, it was really a clinic on how to play forward. He was a forward. He was a midfielder. He was a defender. He finished like a 9. He battled, and he essentially owned the whole pitch. Let's be honest. And personally, like with Tevez, I feel there's very few players in Juve history that have kind of brought out such energy and enthusiasm in the fan base. And this was really like a perfect definition of Tevez's short stint with Juve. He was a monster, man. He was a machine. I loved his time at Juve. But so that's 4. Number 3, and I know this is going to rub people a little bit the wrong way because it might be a little higher on some people's lists. But number 3, Cristiano Ronaldo, Atletico Madrid, 2018-2019, round of 16. So is this the most dramatic Champions League performance in Juve history? So we all know how this went down going into the second leg. Going into Turin, we were down 2-0 after the 2-0 loss in Madrid. Juve, Ronaldo took a bunch of heat. Obviously, fans were saying he was done, he was finished, he had nothing left, making fun of him. So, scoring 2 goals at home against Madrid, Diego Simeone, we know how organized they are, seems like a bit of a stretch. 3, almost impossible, right? What does Ronaldo do? He says, you know what, hold my beer. First goal, cross from Cuadrado, perfect timed header. Second goal, free kick, 25 meters out, buries it with a knuckleball. Third goal, 86-minute penalty. Comeback complete, the iconic crotch chop celebration. 3 goals, 3 different ways in one of the highest pressure situations in his career. There's not much more to be said about it. Like, on a personal note, I'll never forget how I felt during that game. It's something that I haven't felt since. Just pure joy, pure excitement, like chills. You know what I mean? Like it was a crazy, crazy, crazy performance. One you don't typically see, right? Number 2, Pavel Nedved, Real Madrid, 2002-2003 semifinal, second leg. So think about this. How did Nedved manage to outplay a midfield of Zidane, Figo, and Beckham? Possibly the best midfield in the world at that time. So coming back to Turin for the second leg, we were down 2-1 in aggregate, and we had to put on a stellar performance at home. Nedved dictated everything in this game. He pressed like a madman. He scored the 3rd goal, created multiple chances. I actually looked at the heat map of this game. He was literally, and I mean it literally, all over the field. It was quite literally just pure football, violence against, like I said, one of the best midfields out there at the time. And I really think, an underrated point of this game is mentally, I think Nedved broke down that midfield to the point where they didn't know what to do, and they were mentally just beaten. They everything they tried to do was useless at that point. Obviously Nedved missed the final because of the yellow card and the late booking, and we know what happened after that. But that game just wild. And then number 1, Alessandro Del Piero, Real Madrid, 95-96. Sorry, semifinal, first leg. Is this the game that made Del Piero a Juventus legend? So he was 21 years of age for this game. He tore apart a very good Madrid team when the stakes, again, were unbelievably high. He played the number 10 role to perfection. All the attacks flowed through him. They really tried everything to stop him, including some pretty vicious fouls on him throughout the game. But if you guys watch that game, he really knew when to speed up the pace. He knew when to slow it down when need be. He scored the second goal of Juve's 2 goals. Again, a class finish, just wild. And then that team was amazing. They went on to actually win the Champions League. So In the end, I think that performance really marked Del Piero as not just a Serie A superstar, but really a European superstar, a guy to be watching out for. So that's it, guys. That's the top five. So to
Can you run
recap,
through them again, just the player and the match?
so top five individual Champions League performances in Juventus history. Number five, Gigi Buffon, Real Madrid 2014-2015 semifinal, second leg. Number four, Carlos Tevez, Borussia Dortmund 2014-2015, round of 16, second leg. Number three, Cristiano Ronaldo, Atletico Madrid 2018-2019, round of 16. Number two, Pavel Nedved, Real Madrid 2002-2003 semifinal, second leg. And then number one, Alessandro Del Piero, Real Madrid 95-96 semifinal, first leg.
All right.
Okay, so I have two that are missing here.
I have a couple missing.
Yeah, I would put first of all Dybala versus Barcelona. I would probably push the Buffon one out, and Inzaghi versus Dynamo Kiev in '98. Phenomenal match by him, and it was a 1-1 at home. Then we went to Kiev. Shevchenko still played for Dynamo Kiev back then, and we won 4-1. He had 3 goals. That was an actually insane performance. He had another hat trick, but that wasn't as impressive, and different stages of the tournament. So I would put in those two, take Buffon out, and
Would you guys move Ronaldo's?
I
No.
have
No.
I have Ronaldo's at 2. I have a couple for ADP that I think could go top. One of them was the performance against Monaco. He was insane that game. I think it was a semifinal too. Can't remember which leg, but yeah, he was ridiculous. But there's also the standing ovation at the Bernabeu with that squad. He was ridiculous, and the quality of the goals that he finished. I
the
think
goalkeeper he did it against.
Yeah, the opposition, the fact it's there in their house, the quality of the goals he finished, that team he was playing with. I think that's my top individual performance. Ronaldo's
Getting a standing ovation at the Bernabeu is wild. It doesn't come easily.
dude. Ronaldo, I'll put it 2. I think I'm comfortable putting Dybala's at even 3, to be honest. Tevez, I think, should be in there for that Dortmund one. There's a lot of games I could put in there. Nedved needs to be in there for that one. So I might actually... man. I don't want to push Tevez performance out of there. But, if I went with a Buffon one also, I might go the one where he was, 41 years old and gets the clean sheet at Camp Nou and made ridiculous saves. That was insane.
Holding that Barcelona to 0 goals in 2 matches is an underrated fit by Juve.
I can't remember the year, but he had a really good one against Bayern Munich too. I can't remember exactly the year, but
if I'm not mistaken, I think he was 41, maybe 42 when he pulls that clean sheet at Camp Nou, and he had to make some really, really good saves against, and Messi was there. He's playing their legit squad. That should be
one
up there
against
too.
MSN, the one against MSN when we reached the final.
No, he was 42 years old with Pirlo's
So we're
side.
talking about
That wasn't
so you're talking
MSN.
about
That
the
was
later one.
Messi's still there though.
Yeah.
That was insane, man. He made ridiculous stops on them. I think that
You get
should be in
one
there too for
honorable-
me personally. So that way you get Buffon, you got Nedved. The Dybala Tevez one is a toss up for me because Tevez was gross in that game there. So maybe they could split 3 and then I'll go Ronaldo 2 and I'll go ADP standing ovation at the Bernabeu for 1. That'll be my 5.
You get one honorable mention. Let's say 5 and 1 honorable mention.
There we go. So honorable mention to the Buffon 42-year-old, and we'll get those other ones in there.
I will say, and we talked about this was an impossible task because there's so many players and so many games you could choose from. So
Oh,
a lot
yeah.
of a lot of people's top fives would be different. I mean, I even
Yeah.
saw a show in the chat for Ajax versus Zidane, or sorry, Zidane versus Ajax. Was a crazy
Yeah,
performance.
I bet that if you go as far as Platini or whatever, you find some more. But since the
Oh,
Oh
for sure.
yeah.
UCL is from '92,
The,
then that's
the
my
other
only
thing,
UCL.
the other thing it did putting this together was depress the shit out of me because we haven't had performances or emotions from these performances like this in such a long time, and we're like, we
Yeah,
just want to get back there, right? Like
Today.
you remember how you feel when you watch those games or those moments. Like I said, against that Ronaldo performance, like I'll never forget how I felt in that moment. It was unreal, right? So it's depressing a little bit, but it's always nice to reminisce, I guess.
Let's go through some Storm the Barns. Let's try and shotgun some of these. Can Mac be the vice Yildiz? He played there for a couple minutes against Cremonese, scored a great header at the back post. Thoughts? Who wants to tackle this one? Can Mac be the vice Yildiz?
It's not
so
technical
who's
enough.
Vice Mac? I mean, he
Is that where
can.
we're at?
I, no, I think he can. It's just that the entirety of the match shifts to one side because he wouldn't be the one, leading the ball, creating chances, dribbling past guys. That you would
Yeah.
only have to focus on Chico or whoever's on the right to do that. Um, and I wasn't too impressed with his position in the last match as just a winger, not like holding the entire line. I don't think it was that good there. Maybe it's just first time. But I wouldn't mind trying that. Like I wouldn't be against it. I wouldn't say that's the plan going forward, but a match here and there where you need to do it, I would do it.
Why can't Medetti just be offering him rest too? And then Chico comes in, and then you get Chico on one side. Medetti just kind of does his thing still out there. Like, I don't know. I don't think there's a need to get McKinney there. Could he do it? Sure. But I think he serves a better purpose for us working from the outside. That's all.
Yeah.
Like, I think there's just a lot of overthinking. Like, for me, even, I mean, it's just frustrating that Zhigrova just can't be 100%. We're late January. Like, come on, man. Like, we need this guy fit.
But by the way, I want to add just one, but it's a game we lost. But Mandzukic performance against Real Madrid in that 3-1 also deserves a shout out.
Well, it's one of the, it's more like, I mean, yeah, performance wise, like, I mean, great goal, fantastic goal, one of the best Champions League goals ever.
Ever. Yeah.
But
No, not the final. Not the final. The 3-1 where we lost 3-0 at home.
oh, okay,
And
yeah. You're talking about the comeback.
yeah, that didn't happen because we lost the game, so I won't place it in the top 5. We didn't lose the game. We lost the qualification.
Fuck, there's a couple
still
guys you
phenomenal
could
for
take
me.
out of that performance though. It'd be hard to like. That was a real team fucking grind. That was crazy. From the highest of highs to just fucking wiped out like
Michael
that.
Oliver.
Asshole.
Fucking Michael Oliver.
Just in, there's a third name, according to Skira, for the striker role, but it's been seen as business for the summer. Do you think we'll pivot to that target already? Who do you think it is?
I saw that. My guess is that it's Colomwani. And there are reports that he's looking for a way out of Tottenham. He's not getting enough minutes. So maybe late in January, Juve somehow pulls it off. But my guess is he's the third guy they're talking about.
It's Lorenzo Luca at 65 million euros.
Nice. Bought.
Am I the only one who's not on board with a Colo return? I don't know.
I'm fine
I mean,
with
yeah,
Colo, to
not
be
the only
honest,
one.
on a proper deal. Like, the asking price was
Yeah.
insane this past summer, so I didn't mind pivoting.
I mean,
And
generally,
again-
I don't like comebacks, but I don't know. Yeah, he'd be
It's
fine.
barely a comeback. He was here for like 6 months.
Why is he doing nothing this year? Who's following
I don't know
Colo?
why.
Why does he have like no goals in the Prem?
It's not Colo, it's Thomas Frank and his. I mean, Tottenham are awful in general offensively. Thomas Frank just goes to the defensive phase. He doesn't really attack. And on top of that, he doesn't play Colomwani enough. And if you prefer Richarlison to Colomwani, then you shouldn't manage Tottenham.
Because he's got 15 appearances. I don't know on the minute count on those appearances, but like I'm looking, he's got no goals. I'm just like, holy shit.
They're tainted with the Juve gene now.
But you know what? That's okay. I hope he scores none. Bring that price down, and then let's get Mateta and Kolo Muani. Here's my thing is that I don't think it stops any business. Like that Mateta thing, going back to it, doesn't stop anything. You got guys leaving. The salary alone that you're saving in Vlahovic will help out tremendously. You have guys that you can sell to. And I think Juve's going to be heading in a certain direction where they're going to have to say goodbye to somebody. And I kind of have a storm the barn for you guys. We're going to go back to the starting 11. You have to sell one starter from this team. Let's say you have to sell 2 starters from this lineup right here to fund things moving forward. Who are your choices?
Cambiaso and David.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's probably Cambiaso for sure for me. And
that's why you switched to 2, right? Because that was the obvious one.
And it's between David and Kelly, to be quite honest. But Kelly for me is an asterisk because between Gatti and Kelly, I need to know who makes more profit for us. But I'm actually leaning towards Gatti. So I guess I will say Cambiaso and David.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a matter of how much money you need to work with. I mean, Cambiaso's he's a no-brainer, but what are you going to get back for him? What is he valued at? Probably 20 million now?
What?
No, he's going to be more than 20.
Yeah. I can't say a whole lot of bad things about Kelly to include him in that talk.
He's cheap. If he ends up being a rotational piece, which is what he should be, I mean, that's not a problem, right?
Gatti was cheaper.
Like, yeah, for me, it's a tough pick. Like, the only thing with David that goes there is the fact that was brought in on a free and it's pure profit. But to be honest, I would move Openda in a heartbeat before Jonathan David.
Yeah.
But
you asked from the starting lineup, so
from the starting lineup. The David, that's the thing, is he's on a free. The Openda obligation is a fucking kick in the nuts. Kamoli, by the way, everybody. So for those saying that he's free and clear, no, too early to judge. Come on now. 45 mil to make top 10 was your criteria? The fuck did you think you were walking into from Toulouse, man? Jesus Christ. Shocking.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that was my story in the barn, just to see who those 2 in the starting lineup are to move. Now, does it change if we say no starting lineup? Top 2 players you think Juve should sell?
I still think Adzic and Cambiaso. I mean, you know what? No, Gatti and Cambiaso for now.
Cope Miners, man.
Gatti for sure.
Find a way out on Cope Miners.
Cope Miners is just a loss for me. There's no profit in it. And that's
gotta
why
sell, man. Cut the cord. Stop dragging shit on. Even if you gotta take a little bit of a hit, man. Coop, gotta go. Coop's gotta go. Coop and Gatti for me are like front runners to move on. And
Coop's gonna be like a 40 million loss, that guy, for what we sell him for.
Well, no, he's got a couple years in the bank now, so it's actually going to be closer to something you can get. The loss will be minimal, but don't keep it going. Don't keep it going. For me, bye-bye.
So let's ask a question for you and the chat. If you have to let one guy go, Kelly or Gatti, who is it?
Gatti.
100%.
My case.
Yeah. The one thing I love about Gatti kind of gets ruled out because he's got so many fucking mistakes in him. And at one point, Kalulu had just as many, but since Kalulu has been playing as a right center back, hybrid fullback thing, it's working. So it's Gatti for sure.
That Jamie Vardy goal for Cremonese kind of sums up Gatti.
Fucking ugly. Oh my God, the decision make it's just.
What is he, like 14 years?
Dude, he made such a good jump from the first year we saw him to the second, and then second to third went backwards, and it sucks.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Who was the true artist in our midfield in 2014?
Because it's Adam, I guess there's a pun hidden in there. So wait, let's think of the pun. And the
Maybe
true
it's just
artist means it's not Pirlo.
Oh, it's Pirlo.
Of course it's Pirlo, but since it's Adam, I have to think outside the
Who
box.
was the true artist in our four-man midfield containing Vidal, Marquisio, Pogba, and Pirlo? Arturo Vidal.
Red, kick him out.
No, that was good.
Yellow.
No,
Oh, come on.
I wouldn't even
Just a
give a yellow. That was good.
Just a yellow.
I think you had a lot
Adam,
of better ones.
Adam, I like
Keep
that
them
one,
coming.
buddy.
Fuck,
like
first
that one.
time he used a build-up. He didn't want to get caught without the character cut off like last time. Straight red. Fucking see you later. I love it. I love it. In my opinion, Juve should just stop pissing around with the Mateta move. It's haggling over like 7 mil and pay the money, especially if he's trying to force his way to us. We tackled that one right off the start of the show. We all kind of have our feelings. I don't think it even needs to go to the max 40. You can usually meet somewhere in the middle. It's very minimal on the annual cost. It seems very strange that you would push this hard only to say that's it, right? Nonetheless, here we are. Is there any way this? I swear this gets asked all the time. Is there any way we get Nico Paz? No. It ain't happening.
No, but I would love it.
Oh yeah. Romano and Moretto revealed we were attempting a Goodmanson-Miretti swap earlier in January. Thank God Fiorentina said no because we'd regret. That would have been so stupid. So stupid. My goodness, man. I gotta
understand say, I like Goodmanson. I think he's a good player, but not in a million years right now.
No fucking chance, man. No.
Also, they want like 40 million.
Yeah, good. And Lorenzo Luca had a deal for 36 million euros. So again, when we talk about Cambiaso's value being only 20 mas, that's what I'm kind of looking at. Is like, holy shit. If these guys, like, they had a deal locked in for that shit, we can get more. We have beaten Benfica only once, though. It was a second leg of UEFA Cup quarterfinal in 1993. We won 3-0 at home. We did beat them? I thought we'd never beat them in European play.
Everywhere I checked, everywhere I heard, they said never. But if this guy remembers something or found it, kudos to you, man.
Good job, man. Sikoko. I like it. I was under, I don't know. Everything I've checked said Benfica's unbeaten against us. But there you go.
No, he's right. The only victory came in 92-93. That's ChatGPT. This is the last time, basically. They lost 2-1 in the first leg and won 3-0 the next one. So kudos to you, man.
There you go.
Good spot.
There you go. Now,
so we have some positivity for today. It's not all bad.
If you were Spalletti, what players would you play today to win, and what players would you buy for the January transfer window? Okay. So, did we have any problems with the starting lineup today? I didn't.
No. Outside of possibly Chico instead of McKennie.
Or moving McKennie for Cambiaso. Yeah, something like that. But I think the starting lineup he's got is good to go. Okay? For reference to Pietro, who put in the question, just as it sits right there. Standard. Di Gregorio, Kalulu, Bremer, Kelly, Cambiaso, Locatelli, Thuram, McKennie, Miretti, Yildiz, David. In terms of who do you think Juve should bring in January?
Yamal.
Fuck, man.
Are we talking realistic?
I'd like to see somebody challenge the position of Cambiaso.
Yeah.
I'd like to see somebody being brought in there, and I'd like to see one attacker that's either a striker or can play as one of our wingers that can give Yildiz reprieve, because either you get a striker and that can move David Openda into a support striker situation like Yildiz, or you bring in like a winger type player. But right now, we're just hearing the same names over and over and over in different situations, in more meetings, in more contacts. I don't really care. We need some help. We need some options for Spalletti. And I think he has done his part to deserve us to try and back him for the crucial stretch, you know? But I do have a storm the barn because this tough stretch kicks off today. Is Juve ready? Do you believe these couple blips, especially that last one against Cagliari? Everybody said, oh, back down to reality, etc. Is it back to reality? Do we struggle through this tough stretch, or do you think that the improvements are clear and will still shine through against difficult opposition?
I mean, compared to what? Compared to what we had with Tudor early on? Then,
Just
yeah,
in general, how do you see this tough stretch going? Like, how do you see it panning out? I mean, if you're looking at Juve's schedule, we know that you got 2 Champions League matches sandwiched here with Benfica and Monaco with Napoli in the middle. But even on the February side of things, it's Parma, it's a Coppa Italia clash against Atalanta, then Lazio, then Inter, then Como, right? So, and then Roma's right after Como as well. So, I mean, it gets tough now. So was it the benefit of the schedule, or do you believe that the improvements will still shine through even in the difficult opposition?
I think it will. It was better against, except for the Napoli match. It was better against Roma and against Bologna, and then we had a stretch of, let's say, easier games. Juve will lose a few of those. I don't think they'll win or tie at all. Tough to say. Like the Parma one, okay, that should be a win. There are some tricky fixtures in there. Como is a tough one. Lazio is always, I don't know. We have some bad luck with those guys. But they sold like half their team in January, so maybe that would be different. Napoli has half of their team injured right now and won't play against Juve. It's very tough to call, like who will be available for each one of those teams. I don't see it going as we want to, but we will win more than we lose.
Call me crazy, okay? And that's fine because many people do. But I have this feeling that it's actually going to be fine with the tougher opposition because it'll naturally make them play better and be more up for it and more aware and a bit sharper. And if you combine that with the improvements that Spalletti has clearly made with this team, I actually think that the down opponents, the easy games, are actually going to be the ones that are more difficult for this team than games like today. Call me crazy, but I actually feel like the improvements are still going to shine through, and I think you're going to combine that with the fact that Juve will be up for it naturally. And at least that's what I'm hoping, and knock on wood, fingers crossed, whatever. But I actually feel that it's going to still be just fine. We might have ups and downs, and we might have these games here and there. And let's be honest, we're at a position right now where we're on the up, like we're trying to build ourselves, figure out who we are and everything. And Spalletti is still working since the beginning of November and doing well, but it takes time, and we are building, we are working. Are we improving constantly? Well, a little bit here and there, but there was a big improvement from November till now, and now it's just like little tweaks that I think are left. And then ultimately, you're going to hit like this wall where you pretty much can't do anything more unless you have more help, maybe, potentially. Some feel that Spalletti's pretty much at that spot now. He's hit the best he can, and now if there's no more recruits or anybody coming in that offers something, this is the best he could do. I'm not quite sure about that. I still think there's a gear Juve can hit, and I still think there's tweaks and adjustments in our game we can make. But call me crazy, the better opposition I think will still bring better from this group. That's just me. Mas.
Yeah, like you said, I mean, nobody can argue the fact that we've improved on the pitch. The fan base has said it. Pundits have said it. The league is sort of on notice, right? I think today is going to be, for me anyway, it's going to be a big test in terms of mentality. And I think that's all it boils down to be honest. If they can kind of put that loss in the rearview mirror and kind of forget it and come out today and put in a strong showing, that's going to show me that they're able to bounce back and that those games against lesser opponents weren't a fluke. Listen, we play in a tough league. There's no gimmies. So I think Omar said it. You're not going to win every game, but mentality is going to be huge to manage the schedule that's upcoming. And if they can put in a good shift today, and then going to Napoli with the Napoli side that isn't 100%, obviously, I mean, that's a good opportunity there. We can build on something. So it's all mentality for me.
It can be crucial, like because when everyone dropped points 2 weeks ago and we won, we gained some, and then we lost and everyone else won. So it depends what the other teams do. Will Inter now, and when they have like a tighter schedule, will it affect them? How will it affect Napoli with all their injuries and the tight schedule? And that will say a lot about where we can actually finish in this league. Top 4, maybe even chance for a Scudetto. It's really tough to predict right now.
Juve should almost like fucking tell all its players, tell everybody, like, we're going to put up the calendar. We're going to put up the games. We're not going to watch the table. Don't watch the table whatsoever. We're going to have just the calendar in front of us. When you're at home, look at anything on your phone. Stay away from the table. Don't watch the table, like just one game at a time, because it feels like every single time you're like inching there and like people are starting to believe, it's like boom, you get that fucking blip, you hit that roadblock, and you just take a couple steps backwards. So stop table watching, just one game at a time and get it done. But today is a big one. Let's hand Benfica and Mourinho a big fat day. Hopefully they get the job done. You guys know how we feel. There are some victories being called. Omer, we're not going to remind everybody what he did, because then he's going to freeze up again, although that created a beautiful picture. Beautiful photo. Okay, majestic. Awesome. Majestic
Super
photo.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
So,
the Fruitcake
yeah.
loved it, didn't he?
Let's see what ends up happening. Look forward to watching this one, even though I'm going to be at work, whatever. But tomorrow we got the post-match podcast, okay? I believe it's myself, Skanga, and Justin. All right? So Justin hasn't been on a while. Look forward to having him on.
With the comeback.
And, yeah, we're going to have a lot of fun. Mas, Omer, absolute pleasure as always. Army, you guys are the best. Drop a like. Smash that subscribe button for everybody tuning in on X or your other platforms. Get over and subscribe. That's how you get entered to win the kits. All right, so good luck, everybody. And whatever you do for good luck on Champions League days, make it happen, okay? Make it happen. Let's bring in the good vibes, positive vibes, and hopefully we take care of business. Tomorrow we reconvene at the same time. As always, fino alla fine, forza Juventus. And again, let's beat the piss out of Benfica. Come on, boys.